Greetings. Okay, so happy March. It is officially March already. Well, February is a short month, but it's just crazy. It just seems like this year is already just like I hope you guys are doing well. So I'm gonna do a general guidance read for you guys just to see what the messages are for you. Before I get started, I felt led to do a word of encouragement this morning, but I feel like sometimes I make things like it could just be a simple message, but sometimes I feel like I have to go into detail, and really I don't. So just a word of encouragement for you guys, for whomever needs to hear this. Like, God has not forgotten about you. And I know sometimes it may feel that way, especially if, you feel like I'm a good person, or, I do things out of love. I don't look to gain. I don't do things to gain, or, you still clap for others. You're still happy for others when blessings come. But it's like a reminder of, you might feel like overlooked or forgotten sometimes by God. No, God has not forgotten about their promises to you. Okay, so whoever needed to hear that, yeah. And you guys might have been receiving confirmations of that anyway. I did see the first two cards that flew out. Whoa, I didn't mean to bend that card. I tore that card up on the side. Okay, so I know the Four of Pentacles, or the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands came out. Let's see, what else? Three of Swords. Yeah, this is the message. So Three of Swords was the last card out, and the Four of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles flipped out. You guys seen these two cards come out. So the bottom of the deck, you have the Hierophant. Top of the deck, you have the Page of Swords. So this is might feel like a lesson or a test of faith or belief. Okay. Yes, there is a blessing for you. Some of you guys, some of these messages or confirmations could come in the form of like flowers. Like flowers could be like a reminder or a confirmation, like a specific flower. For some of you, could be a rose, could be a daisy, a tulip, or it could just simply be your favorite flower. So this could be your confirmation if so. During Aries season, I do see blessings for a lot of you. There's something also with the Venus energy, Venus placement. Some of you guys could have a Venus in Aries. If you're a Libra, you may be kind of going through a tough cycle right now. Or if you have Saturn in Libra or Libra in Saturn, might be a bit of a heavy energy for you, especially when it comes to partnerships. Or for some of you might feel lonely, or you might feel a lack of support. You may feel like others, something about not seeing your vision, or some of you can't see a vision for yourself, and it could be connected to foundations, relationships. And then when I say relationships, it does not have to only just be romantic ones, of course, right? You may feel like you're not being supported, or you feel like no one's investing into you. And investing does not have to be financial. It could just be their time, their love, their support, their understanding. But there is going to be some type of blessing. And I do see that you guys have someone in your corner, okay? I'm seeing like a friendship between like someone that is African descent and maybe a Caucasian descent, like two friends that are like an interracial friendship. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's like God hears your prayers and your cries. Something about your cries is very powerful. Not only is it like a sign of release, so you might feel like you're weak in the moments that you're crying, but that's really you releasing. And sometimes our tears are our prayers, are our, cries out to God to hear us, whether we believe it or not. It is a language, and it is healing and clearing. If it's been raining a lot in the physical, like in your, wherever you are in the world, if it's been raining a lot, that could also be a sign or confirmation of God hearing your prayers and bringing about some type of purification and cleansing. So I'm getting something about rainbows too. Like, it's common to see rainbows, obviously, after a rainstorm. And I feel like the rainbows represent a covenant, a promise. In my daily devotional today, one of the scriptures talked about, oh my God, I wish I could remember what it was. It was from Hebrews 6. Oh my God. I don't have my book with me. I'm gonna have to leave it in the comments. But it was from Hebrews. I think I want to say Hebrews. No, I'm not gonna butcher. I'm not gonna do that. But it was talking about God's promises and how God is not someone that lies. God's not a person anyway, but more so of a spirit and essence, a power, right? So not a person that they could lie to you. And the word steadfast stood out to me. The word steadfast and the word immensible, I believe is the word, which both represent unwavering or being solid in something that is unchangeable. So God's promises and covenants to you are things that are not wavering, nor is it something that is changeable. So once God says it, it is what it is. So it's not like people where they change their mind, they make a promise that they can't keep, or, they tell you they're going to do something and then the next day, oh, I can't do that, I'm sorry, or they never, show up or whatever. God does not work like that. So let's see. Okay, you have prosperity with Mother Mary as well. So prosperity with number 25, it says prosperity is flowing towards you, so be open to receive it. Be in the place to receive, okay? And I get that from this Ace of Pentacles energy. Be in a place of receptivity, because there is something that has already been promised to you. It's like, allow yourself to open your hand to receive this gift, okay? And for some of you, it is the gift of stability, a blessing surrounding a home situation. For some of you, it could be a new home or something like that. Some of you guys, it's a business, like you finally bought, what's the right word? Like a property, something with a business, like a storefront, something in the community or neighborhood for some of you, or it will be. That's the blessing. And I don't want to put a timeline on this because this is timeless. So if this is for you, it's going to happen at different times for each and every one of you, or it may be a different blessing. But I'm seeing the blessing of stability. And for some of you, it's surrounding a home. For some of you, it's surrounding a business or a property. Mother Mary with number 36. Mother Mary and the unicorns are blessing you. So I'm using the unicorn deck, but this is a divine blessing. I'm going to take this Mother Mary as blessings of the Holy Spirit. And look at the bottom of the deck. There you go. Confirmation, rainbow. Number 26. There is a rainbow beyond the clouds. Beyond the clouds here that she's sitting on, beyond your pain, beyond your tears, there is a blessing. There's a promise, a reminder of God's promise to you. The service card is at the top of the deck. Number 28, and it says service with an open heart is a key to satisfaction. And this is another reason why you're being blessed, is because you find satisfaction in being of service to others. You don't do it to be called a good person, or for people to look at you like you're a good person, or for you to get anything out of it or gain. You do it because it's a satisfaction for your heart, your soul, to be of service and be of an open heart, to be of love. And that's why, or that's part of the reason why you're being blessed, because you didn't ask for anything. I'm gonna share this with y'all. This is so embarrassing, because I can music, movies, people's stories, whatever, like gets me like moving and just like cry so easily. But I was watching Beauty and the Beast last night. I was guided to watch it, so it's one of my favorite Disney movies. And I sat through it and I was like, for one, Belle she was like weird to other people in her town. Like, she was pretty. Everyone mentioned her beauty, and the name Belle means beauty, right? She's a beautiful woman physically, but she also had a good heart. But people in the town were like, yeah, she's beautiful, but she's strange. She's weird. She doesn't fit in with anybody. She stays off to herself. She reads books. She's just strange, right? And she was a peculiar person. And she had this guy, what's his name, Gaston. It was like this, like conceited, self-centered dude, whatever, that was after her and wanted to marry her. And she was like, no. Like, she was very like she knew herself and she stood in her truth. But the part where she sacrificed her freedom for her father, and her father had said, I'm dying, I'm old, or not, I'm dying, I lived my life, I'm old, and because he was getting sick while he was imprisoned by the beast, and she took his place. And everything happened in a divine way where, she ended up in that place, and it shows her love, her service, her love for her father, and being selfless and putting herself in that position. And so the beast and all of the other servants in the castle, they were all, under this spell, this curse, where he had to fall in love with someone and someone had to fall in love with him for the spell to be broken and they can go back to being humans or whatever. So she being in that position, they both had to learn how to kind of sacrifice some part of themselves. For him especially, learning how to love and learning how to, because he was bitter, he was upset at the fact that he had turned into this beast, but he already was of poor character before, so it got him into that position to be even, be put into the spell of being a beast. So throughout the movie, I cried at the end because I've seen this movie a million times. Like, I've watched it since I was a little kid, but like the whole act of love and service and seeing people be happy in the end, it was like a blessing. Because I wanted to say this, it doesn't matter what type of person you were in the past. You could have been a shitty person, but if you decide and choose at some point in your life where you authentically, you shift and you change and you're of love, God could still bless you. God doesn't hold us to our past like humans do. If you've changed and you are pure and you're authentic in your intentions, that's all that matters. And with Belle, easily, she didn't know what her fate was going to be, but she still chose to make that sacrifice that she made for her father and still show up and put her best foot forward in the position that she was given. And she opened her heart up to the beast, and it happened naturally. And in the end, she didn't end up with the beast. She ended up with the true person, the true man. So it wasn't like she was cheated out of it. And she was put in a different, she was put in a place of a better suited position than what she had before. And it's like, again, you're not looking to gain anything. Not to say that you don't have desires, you don't have wants, but your service to the world, or what you give from your heart, in your purity, where you're not seeking anything, that makes it all the more reason why you shouldn't count yourself out or think that you're not going to be blessed. You're just being overlooked. You know what I mean? So in spite of your pain, or in spite of like what has happened to you in the past or who has hurt you, you still show up. And faith can be testy at times, but you've unwavered. You're unwavering. You're still standing. You're still in a position where you still have faith and belief in yourself and belief in the Most High, most importantly, the divine God, and good things happening to you, or still giving people chances, even though, people of the past have hurt you. You still allow yourself to show up and be available to receive. And if you're having a hard time with receiving, if your hope is starting to dwindle, because that is one of the things with the beast as well. His anger got the best of him, and he said, this is never going to work. Like, it's hopeless to think that this woman is going to fall in love with the beast. But sometimes we look at things on an external level and say why we can't receive goodness, why we're unlovable, or why we would never be in a position to be blessed or to be loved by the Most High, or be loved by anyone. but it's our heart at the end of the day, or at least that's what it should be. And the antagonist, Gaston, operated from that superficiality because he wanted Belle because she was beautiful, not because of who she was. Because everybody else in town was like, she's pretty, but she's strange. And he was like, I'm going to make her be my wife, and I want her because she's even more, or she's almost as beautiful as me. Like, he was so fixated on himself. And in the end, you saw what happened to him. And he was super jealous at the fact that Belle could even be in love, or not, maybe not in love, but have love for the beast, or see his kindness past what he looked like. So past beyond what people look like, and you still have a heart to love and show up for people. That's a beautiful trait to have, because most people will only, deal with you if you look a certain way, if you have certain things, or you can do for them, but if you just show up genuine because of out of love, and you're not looking or fixated on what a person has, or what they look like, and what they can do for you, and how will they make you look, or, benefiting off of something that someone else can do, has, or whatever, you have a beautiful heart. And that is where you receive true blessings. Not blessings that you try to go out and get and force yourself into having that turns out not to last anyway. Or, rushing ahead of your promises and aligning yourself with people or situations or things that were never divinely meant for you anyway, right? You're going to receive the blessing. That's all I have to say. And I know that was a long thing, but whoever sat through it and listened to it, because I know my delivery sometimes is not a traditional delivery of a tarot, it's quote unquote tarot read, or even though I don't want to be stuck in a label. Just because I can do something doesn't mean that that's just all I am and all I can do. So I just use myself as God instructs me to, calls me to, just being in the flow and being me. And for those of you that vibe with it, I appreciate you guys for being here. If this reading blessed you, resonated with you, was a confirmation to you, like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Share the love with someone else if you feel like this message may benefit them also. And if you guys are new to my channel, subscribe if you like my vibe, and I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so much love to you guys.